Folks, we have a huge problem. The mysterious structures that the James Webb Telescope recently uncovered prove that all our previous assumptions about the universe are wrong. But why should the breathtaking sensational discoveries not actually exist? Why are even the most experienced astronomers baffled? And if the cosmos didn't come into being as part of the Big Bang, how was it born? Are you ready to join us in exploring the overwhelming mysteries of the universe and learning about revolutionary perspectives? Then hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned till the end. The edge of the universe. First, let's address a very general question. What is actually at the edge of the universe and how is it constructed? Well, the revealing answer to this question is, we don't have a clue. This is primarily because we don't even know if something like a cosmic edge exists at all. Despite all space flights, probes, and modern telescopes, the totality and the form of the cosmos still embodies the great unknown. The background of the Big Bang theory suggests that the universe is spherical, but this is only one of many assumptions. When it comes to the question of the shape, other geometric objects are also consulted, including the donut-shaped torus and even a trumpet. But what is it actually about the much-cited infinity of the cosmos? Although this term is used all too often, the truth is that we do not know whether it corresponds to reality. It is important here, however, that we keep in mind the difference between infinity and unboundedness, because basically is valid. Even if the volume of the universe is finite, it could be boundless. But what is meant by this apparent contradiction? Well, to illustrate this, experts often refer to the example of a small ant. If the creepy crawly were placed on the surface of a balloon, it could run for any length of time in any direction imaginable without ever encountering a marked-out edge. To the insect, it would seem as if it was moving along an infinitely large structure, even though this is of course not true in the case of a balloon. At this point, however, it should be noted that this is a highly simplified illustrative example. In contrast to the balloon, the universe is not embedded in a higher dimensional space according to classic cosmology. The edge of the universe. Does the universe now possess an edge? Yes, definitely. Well, this is at least true for us. Against the background of the cosmological principle, which says that the universe always presents itself to the observer in the same way, independent of his point of view and his direction of observation, there is a spherical space around the Earth, which limits our view to the stars. Since the Big Bang occurred about 13.8 billion years ago, one might think that the distance to our cosmic visual limit is consequently 13.8 billion light-years. But this is a fallacy. In this respect, we should remember that the universe is by no means a rigid, unchanging construct, but an entity that has always been expanding. However, the universe does not grow thereby into an existing space. It is rather the space itself which becomes unceasingly larger. The cosmic expansion causes that already covered distances were extended subsequently. Why the distance to the observation horizon is not 13.8 but 46.6 billion light-years. Those remote objects and structures which mark out today the border area of our universe were at the time of their formation only 40 million light-years away from us. However, because they crossed the event horizon some time ago, it is impossible to make any statements about their current processes. All we have left is this galactic view into the past. No less uncertain is the question, which secrets are hidden behind the observable universe? While some researchers assume that the areas that are invisible to us are structured in much the same way as those known to us, others suspect that there are things slumbering in the hidden regions of the universe that are beyond our imagination. A new age of research. The revolutionary James Webb Space Telescope is so powerful that it could even sense the warmth of a bumblebee on the moon from Earth. Set out into the vast expanse of space on December 25, 2021, Webb has since dedicated to the gripping task of uncovering the hidden mysteries of space and revolutionizing our knowledge of the universe. Specially designed for infrared astronomy, the $10 billion instrument is in some cases 100 times more sensitive to electromagnetic waves than its scientific predecessor Hubble. In the coming years, the goal will be to observe the first luminous objects and galaxies in space, to decipher the structural evolution of the cosmos, and to analyze black holes, stars, and galaxies. Furthermore, Webb will help answer what is probably mankind's oldest question: are we alone in the universe? Given the thousands and thousands of objects that sparkle at us in the night sky, is it even possible that Earth is the only celestial body that harbors life? To crack this fundamental mystery, the James Webb Telescope is turning its technical gaze to exoplanets to study their atmospheres for the potential friendliness of life. So far, the Space Telescope has lived up to its high expectations with flying colors. The first images presented last July already left the world public completely stunned. While the images reach an unprecedented level of detail and reveal areas that seem invisible to Hubble and company, Webb was even able to detect the oldest galaxies known so far. Some of these gravitationally bound star collections existed already 235 million years after the Big Bang. To the classification, our Earth entered the cosmic stage only 9.2 billion years after the birth of the universe. However, some sensational discoveries come with a huge catch. Instead of expanding and deepening our knowledge of the universe, they show us how little we really understand of the big picture. Things get especially tricky when Webb discovers something that shouldn't even exist. An impossible discovery. What began as 6 inconspicuous points of light in space eventually resulted in a cosmological crisis. But what had happened? To uncover new details on the first near-infrared images from the James Webb Telescope, a team from Swinburne University of Technology in Melbourne took another look at the corresponding datasets. While the experts were analyzing the section of sky near the Big Dipper, however, an unusual detail caught their eye. 6 objects with a reddish glow whose age was quantified as more than 13 billion years on the basis of redshift. Accordingly, these light sources existed already 500 to 700 million years after the formation of the universe. From the further investigations, it became clear that all points show all characteristics which are typical for very early galaxies. The problem: their mass goes beyond the limits of our common cosmology. Actually, the researchers had expected that such early galaxies always embodied cosmic dwarfs. In reality, however, the structures were already as far developed as our Milky Way. But how is this possible at all? How can the galaxies host more than 10 billion solar masses of stars if the necessary matter for it was not yet present at all? Against the background of this apparent contradiction, scientists at first suspected that they had made a mistake, but they were wrong. Repeated data evaluations clearly showed that the mysterious structures existed in the presumed form. Even if only one of the detected galaxies is real, this would be tantamount to a dramatic upheaval of conventional cosmology. To explain the mere existence of the formations, the density of matter in the early cosmos would have been up to 5 times greater than previously assumed. The alternative explanation is based on the thesis that the surprisingly massive galaxies were formed in a way that is completely unknown to us. In one way or another, our previous theories about the development of the universe and its structures are being shaken up. Fundamental doubts. These and other puzzling discoveries are causing more and more researchers to turn away from the current Big Bang theory. The competing hypotheses are as numerous as they are exciting. Do we really live inside a black hole? Is our cosmos only the vanishing small link in an infinite chain of further universes? Or is the universe ultimately nothing more than a simulation? Basically is valid. Even if the origin of the universe seems to be everything else than unambiguously decoded, the experts agree in one point: the cosmos will reach its end sooner or later. A thesis which contains itself with the end of the universe hears on the name Big Crunch. This says that the universe will collapse one day under the influence of the gravitational force and will finally complete a kind of reverse Big Bang. Where this exciting conjecture is spun a bit further, the Big Bang becomes a big bounce. In other words, the universe has always gone through a universal cycle, with the end of one universe always marking the beginning of another. According to the Big Bounce theory, our cosmic world will also collapse one day, paving the way for a subsequent universe. Thereby, the interplay of demise and rebirth would repeat itself indefinitely. Not less exciting appears the theory, which is represented in particular by Nicodem Papalowski of the University of New Haven. In truth, we are inside of a black hole. In detail, the later cosmos was initially in the form of a tiny primordial seed. As soon as the point was reached at which the matter in the inside of the black hole could not be compressed further, the several billion solar masses heavy seed experienced a big rebound. It literally burst and started the unfolding of the universe. But as exciting as the individual theses may seem, they leave one fundamental question unanswered. What happened before? Did such a before exist at all? But if the universe or its predecessor was literally forming out of nothing, what created the nothing? All these questions go beyond the limits of human imagination. Whether they will ever receive a clear answer is literally written in the stars. Thank you for watching our video to the end. Be sure to leave us a thumbs up and a subscription to learn more about the most spectacular discoveries in space soon. But now we're interested in your opinion. What do you think about the mysterious discovery of the James Webb Telescope? Is it time to finally say goodbye to the Big Bang Theory?